Flippo the fox woke up. The sun was shining, birds were singing. But something felt strange. He jumped out of bed. "Yikes!" Flippo shouted. His tail was gone. He looked under his bed. No tail. He checked behind the curtains. No tail there either. Flippo scratched his head. Where could it be? He needed his tail. It helped him balance. It made him a super-duper fast runner. Flippo decided to find a new one. Fast! Flippo dashed outside. First, he spotted a broom. Perfect, he thought. He swished the broom tail back and forth. It was so long, but when he tried to run, he tripped. The broom was too heavy. Flippo needed to find something else. Next, he found a pot of leftover noodles. "Noodles are wiggly, just like a tail," he said. He stuck the noodles to his back. They even bounced when he hopped. Flippo raced around, feeling proud of his noodle tail. But then, disaster! A hungry squirrel spotted the noodles. The squirrel gobbled up Flippo's tail in a flash. "This is hopeless!" Flippo cried. He sat down, feeling sad. Just then, a red balloon floated by. Flippo thought. He tied the balloon to his back. He floated up, up, up. He floated over the trees. He floated over the river. It was fun for a minute, until the balloon popped. Flippo landed with a gentle thud in front of a shop. It had a sign that read, "Sheldon's Shells and Tails." "Tails?" Flippo whispered. This was his lucky day. Inside, a wise old turtle named Sheldon greeted him. "Lost your tail, eh?" Sheldon chuckled. "Don't worry, I have hundreds!" Sheldon showed Flippo tails of all shapes and sizes. There were fluffy tails and feathery tails. Flippo spotted a sparkly rainbow tail. "That one!" he shouted. "It's perfect!" Flippo ran outside with his new tail. It sparkled and shimmered, but something felt wrong. It didn't swish quite right. It didn't feel like him. He thought about the clumsy broom tail, the yummy noodle tail, and even the high-flying balloon tail. They were fun to try, but none of them felt right. Flippo looked at his reflection in the river. He missed his old tail. It didn't need to be sparkly or fancy. It just needed to be his. He returned to Sheldon's shop. "Thank you," Flippo said, "but this isn't my tail." Sheldon smiled. "Sometimes the best tail is the one you were born with." Flippo went back to where he lost his tail. And guess what? It was right there waiting for him. He wagged his tail, happy as can be. He realized something important. It's okay to be yourself. He told all the other foxes his story. They learned that being different is what makes each of them special. And that's what truly matters. The end. Flippo decided to try on a tail made of feathers. It was light and fluffy, and at first it felt like a dream. He strutted around proudly, showing off his new feathery tail to his friends. But then, something unexpected happened. As soon as Flippo started to run, the feathers flew everywhere. They floated in the air, covering the ground like a blanket of snow. Flippo couldn't help but laugh. "Maybe not this one," he thought, chuckling at the sight of the scattered feathers. He realized that while it was fun to try new things, sometimes the best things are the ones that are just right for you. Flippo's friends joined in the laughter, and they all helped gather the feathers. It was a moment of joy and togetherness, reinforcing the lesson Flippo had learned. Being yourself is the best way to be, and sometimes the simplest things bring the most happiness. The end. Filippo's journey of tail exploration continued with an exciting discovery, a tail made entirely of springs. As soon as he attached it, he felt an irresistible urge to bounce. With a gleeful laugh, Filippo took his first springy step and found himself hopping around like a kangaroo. At first, it was exhilarating. Filippo bounced higher and higher, feeling the rush of air as he soared. His friends watched in awe, clapping and cheering for their springy pal. While bouncing was incredibly fun, it made it hard to stay still or walk normally. Every step turned into a leap, and every leap sent him in unpredictable directions. Filippo giggled. "This is fun, but not quite right." He came to a gentle stop, the spring still wobbling beneath him. Filippo's friends gathered around, their smiles wide and eyes twinkling with amusement. He carefully removed the springy tail and gave it a thoughtful look. It was another reminder that while trying new things can be exciting, finding the right fit is what truly matters. With a grateful heart and a giggle, Filippo thanked his friends for their support. They all shared a moment of camaraderie, knowing that the adventure was far from over. Filippo's search for the perfect tail continued, but each attempt brought him closer to understanding what made him truly happy. And sometimes, the journey itself was the most rewarding part. The end! Filippo then tried a tail made of leaves. As he attached it, the leaves rustled with every step he took. It was like carrying a piece of the forest with him. Filippo took a few steps and couldn't help but laugh. "I sound like a walking tree." His friends giggled along, amused by the gentle rustling sounds that accompanied his every move. Filippo tried to walk quietly, but the leaves betrayed him, whispering secrets to the wind. "This won't do either," he chuckled, shaking his leafy tail. The forest seemed to join in the laughter, the trees swaying gently as if they too found it funny. He carefully removed the leafy tail and laid it down with a smile. Every attempt taught him something new, and this one was no different. Filippo realized that while the leafy tail was beautiful and unique, it wasn't the right fit for him. But the joy of trying something new and sharing it with his friends made it all worthwhile. With each new tail, Filippo was learning more about himself and the world around him. And as he stood there, surrounded by the rustling leaves and the loving support of his friends, he knew that his perfect tail was still out there, waiting to be discovered. The adventure continued, and Filippo was ready for whatever came next, knowing that the journey was just as important as the destination. Filippo spotted a tail made of candy canes. "Sweet!" he exclaimed, attaching the colorful striped tail to himself. As he pranced around, the candy canes clinked together in a merry jingle. His friends watched with wide eyes, marveling at the sugary spectacle. But soon, Filippo noticed something odd. A long line of ants began to follow him, attracted by the sweet scent of the candy canes. "Oops, bad idea!" Filippo laughed, trying to shake off the persistent ants. His friends burst into giggles. The sight of a candy cane-tailed Filippo being chased by ants was too funny to handle. Filippo twirled and spun, but the ants were relentless. All right, he chuckled, carefully removing the candy cane tail and placing it far away from the ant trail. The ants quickly diverted towards the discarded candy, leaving Filippo in peace. Filippo knew that finding the perfect tail wasn't just about the end result, but also about the experiences and memories they were making along the way. With a heart full of laughter and lessons learned, Filippo looked forward to the next adventure, ready to take on whatever came next with his friends by his side. Filippo found a tail made of colorful balloons. He eagerly attached it to himself, feeling a rush of excitement. As he pranced around, the balloons lifted him gently off the ground, causing him to float up once more. This time, however, Filippo was prepared. He tied himself to a sturdy rock to stay grounded. "Better, but still not right," he smiled, feeling a mix of joy and determination. His friends watched in awe, their eyes sparkling with wonder. The sight of Filippo bobbing up and down, tethered by the balloons, was both enchanting and amusing. As Filippo floated there, he realized that each tale brought a new experience, a unique challenge, and a valuable lesson. The balloon tale, with its lightness and color, reminded him of the joy in trying new things, even if they didn't always work out as planned. With a heart full of hope and a mind buzzing with ideas, Filippo untied himself from the rock and carefully removed the balloon tail. He knew the perfect tale was still out there, waiting to be discovered. And with his friends by his side, he was ready for whatever came next in their whimsical journey. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Filippo and his friends shared stories and laughter, eager for the next adventure that awaited them. As the sun began to rise on a new day, Filippo rummaged through his collection of potential tales and finally pulled out one made entirely of vibrant, fragrant flowers. The delicate petals and sweet aroma filled the air, creating a magical atmosphere. Filippo carefully attached the flower tail and took a deep breath, savoring the delightful scent. "Ah, this one smells amazing!" he exclaimed, twirling around to show his friends. They cheered and clapped, admiring the beautiful, colorful tail. But their joy was short-lived. Suddenly, a swarm of bees was attracted to the fragrant flowers. "Yikes!" Filippo shouted as the bees buzzed around him, drawn to the sweet nectar. He started running in circles, trying to escape the buzzing cloud of bees. His friends watched in amusement and concern, laughing at the comical sight, but also ready to help if needed. Filippo finally managed to find a safe spot and quickly removed the flower tail. "Not this one either," he laughed, shaking his head. As the bees dispersed, Filippo looked at his friends with a smile. "You know, maybe my own tail is just fine after all," he said, feeling a sense of contentment and acceptance. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind at peace, Flowertail had taught Filippo an important lesson. Sometimes, the best thing you can be is yourself. As the day went on, they shared more stories and laughter, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. And so, Filippo's quest for the perfect tail came to an end. But the memories and lessons from his journey would stay with him forever.